So last time we we finished almost 1.9 and we end at circle. So here 1.9. So I end at circle. Circle. So let me remind you the formula or the equation of the circle. So the equation of a circle with this circle with center h comma k. This is a point, and the radius is r with radius r. So the equation of circle with center and the radius and with radius r is x minus h square plus y minus k square equal the radius square equal r square, this r. And last time I gave like example of a graph, the equation of circle, and also I gave example of finding equation of circle. The only things I left here from last time, the example like this. So the example show that the equation x square plus y square plus 2x minus 6y plus 7 equals 0 represent a circle and find the center and the radius of that circle. So how can I check? First of all, this is a circle. Anyone has any idea? So I know the equation of the circle look like x minus h square plus y minus k, everything square equal r square. But this formula here, this equation does not look like this. How we can make this equation look like this? Anyone has any idea how can I change here, or I had to add something to make this equation look like this? Anyone has any idea?
Not quite.
What is that? What you said?
Not quite.
How? Like what?
Separating all similar variables to one side of the equation.
What do you mean? Can you explain more?
Meaning, to set all the s variables to one side and the y variables to the other side, and then complete the square.
Okay, perfect. So this is a good idea. Here, Justin, he said subtract 7 and then complete the square. This is also a good idea. Yeah, the same things. So to check to make this equation look like this is the best things like completing the square, subtract the 7, make the variable similar variable like x squared and 2x together in one parentheses, and the other variable like y squared and 6 minus 6y in the other parentheses. The 7 it's in the other side. Then you have to complete the square. Then after completing this square, you're gonna check it's look like this equation or not. Okay, so let's do it. So first things we have to make the similar variable in one side. So I have here x squared, and I have here 2x plus 2x, and that's it. So I put it in one parentheses, and I have here y plus y squared, and I have minus 6y. I put it another parentheses. The number 7 I have to move it to the other side, so I have to subtract 7 from both sides. I get minus 7. Why? Because this one cancels this one. Now I should to complete the square for the first parentheses and the second parentheses. How can I complete the square? What I have to add here to complete the square? How can I complete the square for the first parentheses?
1.
How? Okay, one, but how you add it?
We
What
take
you add?
the b value will be
Oh,
b over 2 square.
square, yes. So to complete the square, we add for both sides b over 2 square. So I add b over 2 square, and the same things here, b over 2 square. Same thing is here, I add the b over 2 square, and I add this things, same things here, b over 2 square. Okay, let me explain what I did here exactly. Let me erase it. So to complete the square, I have to add here b over 2 square. The b here is 2 over 2 square. I add these things here to this equation, then I have to add it here again. 2 over 2 is 1, actually. 1 square is 1, so I have to add 1. Or because I don't want to let you confuse, let me add b, the same quantity is 2 over 2 square. Same things here, I have to add b over 2 square, so I add minus 6 over 2 square. I have to add in this side after the equal minus 6 over 2 square. So now I get x squared plus 2x. 2 over 2 is 1, square is 1. First parentheses plus y squared minus 6y. Minus 6 over 2 is minus 3, square is plus 9, equal minus 7 plus 1 and plus 9. So I get now x squared plus 2x plus 1 plus y squared minus 6y plus 9 equal minus 7 plus 1 plus 9 is 3. Now we have to factor these things. We have to factor this one. We get an equation similar to this equation, the black one. So this is mean it's a circle. Okay, what is the factor for these things? What is the factor?
S squared plus 1. Wait, not. S plus 1 squared.
X plus 1, everything square. What is the factor for these things?
Y minus 3 squared.
Yes, y minus 3 square. They give me 3.
Yasmin, deja eso ahí, Yasmin.
So look,
Oye, pon el pote donde estaba.
now this equation, look, this equation is exactly similar to this equation. So what is my radius? So this is mean
-1 plus 3.
it's a circle. So the question is, show that it's represent a circle? Yes, it is a circle. Now, like he said, what is the center?
-1 plus 3.
Is -1 plus 3. -1, comma 3. And what is the radius? Is the square root of these things. The square root of 3.
9.
No. What is the square root of 3? It's not 9.
It will be decimal. I don't know that.
So the radius is square root of 3. Keep it like this. Okay? Anyone has a question? So the center is 1 minus 1 and 3. The radius is square root of 3. So you get the idea what I did here? I subtract the number to the other side. I complete the square by adding b over 2. The b is 2 here, over 2 square. The b here is minus 6 over 2 square. I get this equation, the other equation, minus 7 plus this number plus this number. Complete the square. I factor it. Is x plus 1 square. Factor this one, y minus 3 square, equal the answer. The center is h and k. So this equation is exactly look like x minus 1 square plus y minus 3 square equal 3. So the center is -1 and 3. And the radius is the square root of this number. Any questions so far? Okay, this is the last example I left it last time for the circle. Now let's go to the 1.10 lines. One point 10 lines. So first things in this section, we have to know the slope of a line. Have to know the formula for the slope of a line. So suppose I have a line. This line has 2 points, A and B. So a slope of line that passes the points a x1 comma y1, and second point is b x2 comma y2. So the slope is m equal y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this is the formula of slope. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x2. So what about if I have a line look like this? If my xy coordinate look like that, and my line is like that. This is my line, the red one. So here is the y-axis, and this is the x-axis. What is the slope of the horizontal line? So here, I want to take any 2 points. This is the first point here. It's x1, suppose it's x1, comma y. This is y here. And this is my second point. It's x2. This is my x2.
The slope is 0.
And y. So what is the slope?
The slope is 0.
Slope is 0. Why? Because slope.
Because y2 and y1 are the same.
Yes, exactly. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. My y2 is y, because the same y, minus y over x2 different x minus x1. So they give me 0 over y x2 minus x1. They give me 0. So the slope of any horizontal line always 0. Okay, so the slope of any horizontal line always 0. Second one, if my line look like this, yes, I can go back. So again, my line is a horizontal, and so the same y, different x, x1, x2. So we apply the formula, I get 0 over x2 minus x1 is equal 0. So any horizontal line, the slope always 0. Okay. Now, if it's my line like this, so this is my Cartesian plane. If my line look like this, vertical line, okay? Here y-axis is my x-axis, and I have to choose any 2 points. This is my first point. This point is x. This point is y1. Second point here, y2. So this point is x comma y1. This point is x comma y2. What is the slope?
Is undefined.
Undefined. So y1 minus y2, 2 minus 1, x2 minus x1. You apply the point inside this formula. I get y1, y2 minus y1 over x minus x, same x. So I get y2 minus y1 over 0. So undefined. So the slope of any vertical line is undefined, always. Always undefined. So the slope for any vertical line is undefined. Another thing is if I have a Cartesian plane look like this. And my line look like that. And here my line look like this. This is my y-axis, my x-axis, y-axis, x-axis. I have to know if the line look like this. Here the slope is positive. Slope always positive. Equal y2, any 2 points. This is the first point, second point. Here is y1, y2, x1, x2, x1, comma x, y1, x2, comma y2. Here y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 is positive. Is positive. Is positive number. Vice versa for the second one. The slope here is positive. Here the same things. 2 points. x1, y1, y2, x2, slope equal y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 is negative. So the slope here is negative, and the slope here is positive, and the slope here undefined, and for the horizontal line is always 0. Any questions so far? Okay. So you have to know these things is positive, negative, undefined, and 0. Okay. Let me give you example. The example is find the slope find the slope of a line passes the point B 2, 1, and the second point Q 8, 5. What is the slope here? What is the slope equal?
2/3. No way. Yes, 2/3.
2/3. How you think about this one?
5 minus 1 and 8 minus 2.
Yes. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this is my x1 y1. Here my x2 y2. So y2 of minus y1 is 5 minus 1 over 2 minus 8 minus 2. So I get 4 over 6. We can simplify it by dividing both sides by 2. So I get 2 over 3.
2.
2 over 3. Okay. So this is my slope. Look, the slope here is positive. Is greater than 0. What does that mean? What does that mean? The slope here is positive. How it's look like the line here? Which one of these it's look like? Would be like look like this? No, the slope is positive.
With the
Looks
second,
like this.
The second,
This
yes.
one. Yes, this one. Why? Because the slope is positive. So my line, it's gonna be like this things. Something like that. Okay. Why? Because the slope here is positive again. So this is again my y-axis and x-axis. Okay. Now let's go over the equation of a line. So now we learn the slope of the line. Let's go to the equation. We have to know what is the equation of line. So the equation of a line that passes, let me give you the formula. What's the formula?
It's y equals ax plus z plus b.
Plus z. But let me give you the general formula. If like I have equation of a line, this is true, but let me give you like how you think, how it's come this equation. So
You mean the point slope formula?
yes, the equation formula. How? By using 2 point and slope.
So it will be m times s2 minus s1 equals y2 minus y1.
Yes, this is true. So the equation of a line. So if suppose I have a line, this line that pass like the point x1 comma y1 and has slope m. So the equation is y minus y1, the y coordinate for this point, equal the slope m times x minus x1. So this is the formula for any line. So just we have to get a point that this line passes this point, and we have to get the slope to find the equation of a line. Let me give you an example. Find an equation of a line pass point 1 and minus 3 with slope m equal minus 2. Second things, this is the first example. Second example, in the same things, sketch the line. We'll do the first one. So first things, I have a point and I have slope. Just plug inside the formula. Who will do this? Who will
May
do
I?
this? Yes.
In the y1 we substitute as -3. That would be we change to +3 equals -2 times as -1.
Okay, perfect. So y minus y1, this is my y1 here, and this is my x1. So y minus 3 equal m. This is my m, -2, times x minus x1. X minus x1, this is x1, 1. Now we simplify this formula. So y plus 3 equal minus 2 with
Negative
-2x
+2.
minus 2x plus 2. Now we add the 3 inside, we subtract the 3 from both sides to make, we solve the equation as y equal. So we subtract 3 here, we subtract 3. What do we get? Y equal?
Y equals -2s minus 1.
Exactly. So this is my equation. So my equation is y equal -2x minus 1. Okay. Sketch the line. How we can, like, I don't need like using the plotting point from previous things. I need like a sketch by using this. How is the line look like? Which one of this look like?
Negative, the second one.
Here the slope is -1, -2. So this is mean which one? This one or this one or this one or the first one?
Third one.
Which third? This one, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. So this is the first one here. Let me write number 1. So this is 1. Here, number 2. This is 3. And this is 4. So the graph for this one, because the slope, look, the slope is negative. This is mean would be like, look like number 4. Slope here is negative. This is mean look like this. So number 2, the graph would be like something like that. Here is
And you already know 2 points, right? You know, like 1, -3, and you know the
if you plug
y-intercept is -1.
exactly. So if I plug the 0 here, they give me 0 and -1. So 0 and -1. So this one would like be, so here 0 and -1 would be like down. This is the x-intercept. I mean the y-intercept. We plug the 0. I get 0 and -1. So this is here 0 and -1. And the second one, you plug the y equals 0. So I get -2x equal 1, -2x equal 1, -1/2. So -1/2. So here 0 and -1/2. This is the 2 point. This is the line for the sketching this line. Any questions so far? Can you please go back? Yes, I go back here. So now let's go to the find an equation of line that best. Let me give another example. So example number 2. Find an equation of line that pass the points -1, 2 and 3, -4. So I have a line. This line passes these 2 points. How can I find the equation of this line? Any idea?
We got the slope.
We need 2 things.
The
to
slope
do-
and y-intercept.
Yes. So I need the slope and I need point. So to find the equation of any line, I need 2 things. First things, I need the slope. Second things, I need the point. 1 point. So I have 2 points, but I don't have the slope. What is the slope? How can I find the slope?
y2 minus y1 over s2 minus s2.
Exactly. By using the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this is my x1, y1, x2, y2. y2 is minus 4 minus 2 over x2 is 3 and x1 is minus 1. So minus minus 1 plus 1. I get minus 6 over 4. And they give me minus, I simplify, dividing both sides by 2, give me 3 over 2. So I get the slope. Now I need the point. The slope, I found it, is done. Now I need point. Which point I want to choose? So the point here, I can choose whatever I need. I can choose this one or this one. So the point is founded. So I found the slope and I get any point. So I can choose any point, this one or this one. So I'm going to choose this point. Okay. So my point here, I put here, my point is -1, 2. Now I have to use the equation formula. And I plug everything inside the equation formula. So what is the equation formula? Go back. This is my equation formula. So I'm going to use this formula. Y minus y1 equal slope times x minus x1. I have point, I have slope. I plug inside this formula. Okay, so let me go to the next slide. So y minus y1 equals slope times x minus x1. The slope, I got it from previous slide, minus 3 over 2. And the point from previous slide, I choose this one, minus 1 over 2, minus 1 and 2. So minus 1, comma 2. So who will help me for doing finding the formula?
It would turn into y minus 2 equals -3 over 2, open parentheses, x plus 1.
X minus minus 1, yes, plus 1. Perfect. Now we distribute this one inside the parentheses and we subtract, we add 2 because I need the formula equal to y equal. So y minus 2, let me put this, distribute the fraction inside the parentheses, I get minus 3 over 2, x minus times positive is minus 3 over 2 times 1 is 3 over 2. Now I add 2 for both sides because I want to cancel the 2 here. So I add 2, I add 2. So now I get y equal, I got?
-3 over 2x plus 1/2.
Okay, -3 over 2x plus 1/2. Okay, perfect. So let me explain more how we get the positive 1/2. So again, here minus 3 over 2 plus 2, I use the cross multiply because this is actually over 1. So multiply this one by this one, this one by this one, this one by this one. So -3 times 1 is -3 2 times 2 is 4 over 2 times 1 is 1. And they give me 4 minus 3 is 1 over, here, over 2. And 3 minus 3 plus 4 is 1 over 2. And this is 1 over 2 here. Here, let me put it in different color. We add 2 for both sides because I want to cancel the 2. Then this cancelled. Okay, any questions so far for this example? So my equation is y equal minus 3 over 2x plus 1/2. Okay. Let's go to next slide. So now, if I have equation of a line, this equation has slope m and y-intercept. So I can find the equation easily by using the y-intercept. So an equation of line has slope m and y-intercept is b. So the equation is y equal m, the slope, times x plus the y-intercept. Who will remind you what is the y-intercept? How can I find the y-intercept? From previous lecture.
Like in a graph or
Like, yes, in the graph. What is the y-intercept in the graph?
the point in the line where it touches the y-axis?
Exactly. So it's the y coordinate of the points such that this points comes from the curve intersect the y-axis. And last time I said to find the y-intercept, just plug inside the formula x equals 0. So actually, the point y-intercept is mean I have my y-intercept b. This is my x-axis, x coordinate is 0, and my y coordinate is b. From this word here, y-intercept is b. This is my point is 0 and b. And my slope is m. So just plug in the equation formula, this one, you will get this formula, y equal mx plus b. But instead of using the previous formula, so I just can use this formula easy to me because the x variable, the point x here is 0 and the y point is b. Let me show you how we can use the previous formula to get this formula. So my previous formula says y minus y1 equal m times x minus x1. I have slope m and the y-intercept is b. This is mean 0 and b. So my point is 0 and b, the point is 0, b, and the slope here is m. So plug these things inside the formula, I get y minus b equal m, slope m, x minus x1 is 0. Distribute the m inside the parentheses and add b for both sides. So y minus b equal mx, here 0 is 0, plus 0, give it the same things. Now add b for both sides, so I get y equal mx plus b, same as this formula. Okay? Makes sense how they found this formula? But when you see a question like that, they give you the slope, they give you the y-intercept, use this formula direct, y equal mx plus b. Let me give you an example. Find an equation of the line with a slope is 3 and y-intercept is -2. Who will solve this one? Albert, would you like to solve this one?
But isn't that just y
Yes.
equals 3x minus 2?
Y equal what?
So 3x minus 2?
3x minus 2. Yes, exactly. So by using the previous formula here, y minus y, I mean like this one, sorry, this one, y equal mx plus b. So because we have y-intercept, so the formula is y equal mx plus b. So y equal, this is my m, this is my b. So this is my m, this is my b. So mx 3x plus -2 from the formula, get y equal 3x -2. Okay, just plug inside the formula. Now let's go to a new things is the vertical and horizontal line. So we learn the slope, how we find the equation of the line by using the slope. And then we go over here. If I give you the slope and I give you the y-intercept using this formula, now I'm going to the vertical and horizontal line and how we can find the equation of horizontal and vertical line. So vertical and horizontal lines. So first things we have to know, an equation of vertical line I have vertical line. This line go over a throw, like pass a point. Equation of vertical line. This line pass a point A, comma B. So the equation would be is always x equal the x coordinate for this point. Why? Because I said the vertical line, the slope here is undefined. So the slope is undefined. So I cannot use the equation, the formula, this one, because the slope m here is undefined. We don't have m. But they give an equation for vertical line as if this vertical line pass a point, then the equation will be like x equal a. Second one, if the equation is horizontal,
Is y equals b.
yes, exactly. So if if my equation of horizontal line pass a point A, comma B is y equal b. Why? Because again, my horizontal line has a slope equal 0. The slope is equal 0. So when you plug the 0 inside this equation, m equals 0, I cancel everything here on right hand side. When I cancel everything in right hand side, I get y minus y1 equals 0. Add y1 for both sides, I get y equal y1. The y coordinate for the point. So here y is y equal p point. Let me give you an example for these two things. The example is find an equation of vertical line past the point 3 and 5. What is the equation here? So the equation of vertical line passes the point this. Again, an equation of vertical line pass a point a comma b is x equal a. So what's the equation of this one?
S equals 3.
X equal 3. x equal this one, 3. Why? Because a is 3 here. Okay, this is my a, this is my b. So here x equal 3. This is my equation. Second one, find an equation of horizontal line pass the point 4 and 7. What is the answer? Again, by using this property, an equation of horizontal line pass a point AB is y equal. So what's the answer here?
So y equals 7.
Exactly, y equals 7. Okay, any question so far? Is it clear for all of you?
Yes.
Now let's go to the parallel and perpendicular line. So we go over the vertical and horizontal line. We go over any line by using the formula before, and we go over equation look like this, have slope and y-intercept. Now we're going over parallel and perpendicular line.
Parallel, same slope.
Exactly. So first things I'm going to go over the parallel line. So here, first, we have to know for the parallel line if I have any two parallel line, then both of them have the same slope. So any two parallel line have
Same slope.
same slope. What I mean for these things? I mean, if I have like two parallel lines,
Mean that both side line will never touch each other, with the condition that that they does not have the same y-intercept and the same slope.
so I have two parallel line. Here my x-y axis. The first line is, this is my first line, and this is my second line. Here is the This is here line number 1, and here is the line number 2, and this is my x-axis, y-axis. Here x-axis. So we have to know for line number 1, line 1 and line 2, both of them, they have the same slope. This is the important things for the parallel line. So the slope for line 1 is equal the slope for the red line, the L2. So the slope for the line 1 is the same exactly like the slope for the line 2. Both of the line are parallel. So this is mean M1 is exactly like M2. The slope for the red color is the same as the slope for the blue color. Make sense?
Yes.
Second things is the perpendicular line.
Perpendicular line slope will be have the reciprocal slope of a line, and we change the sign.
Yes, exactly. So if I have now for the perpendicular line, number 2, I have 2 lines of slope. M1 and M2, and both of this line are perpendicular. If and only if the slope of the first one times the slope of the second one, you give me -1. Let me explain more. So I have here the Cartesian plane. This is my first line, and this is my second line. Both of them are perpendicular to each other. So here is my y-axis. This is my x-axis. So this is line number 1 And here is line number 2. So the slope for the first one times the slope for the second one, they give me -1. So the slope for the first line M1 times M2 give me -1. This is mean if I want to find the M1 here, M1 equal -1 over M2. -1 over M2, the blue one. Same things for M2. M2 is equal -1 over M1. Let me give you an example to explain that. So the question is, find an equation, find an equation of the line pass of the line that pass the point five, 2 and parallel to the line for x plus 6y plus 5 equals 0. Who will solve this one? So I have, the question is find an equation of the line. This line pass a point, I have point, and parallel to the other line. I said before, to find an equation of the line, you have to find a point and I have to find the slope. But here we have only point is 5 and 2. But we don't have slope. How we can find the slope?
We only need to isolate it from the other equation.
Exactly. So we have to get it from the other equation. And I said it's parallel. If the line 1 parallel to the line 2, this means the slope of the first one is similar to the first two. So I have to get the slope from the second line, and this slope is exactly similar to the equation line. How we can find the slope here? First things, we have to solve this equation in terms of y. Who will do it? How we can solve this equation as y equal? How we can do it? So the equation is 4x
Will be,
6y plus 5 equals 0.
we subtract 5 on both sides.
Subtract
We
5.
subtract 4s on both sides too.
Okay, so we subtract 5 from both sides. and I subtract the 4x from both sides.
Then we divide by 6.
By 6. So I get now 6y, this one, 6y equal minus 5 minus 4x minus 4x minus 5. Now I multiply all the equation by reciprocal of coefficient of the y. So multiply all the equation by 1/6. So multiply this by 1/6. Multiply everything here by 1/6. So y equal what? Yes, or we can divide it by 6. This is true. Y equal minus 4/6 x. Yeah, Angel, what is the answer? Minus what?
And will be y equals negative 2/3 x minus 5/6.
Yes. We can simplify these things as y equal minus 2/3 over x minus 5/6. So I get my y, I get the equation for the second line. Now, the slope of this equation is exactly like the slope of the equation I'm looking for. What is the slope here?
Negative 2/3.
Yes, so this is my slope. So the slope for the equation that I am looking for is minus 2/3. Why? Because this line is better to the equation I am looking for. So the slope of the equation is negative 2/3. So I get the slope and I have point. So I have point and I have slope. Now using the formula for the equation. So the equation formula says, so my point and the slope here. So the point is 5 and 2. And the slope is negative 2/3. Use the equation y minus y1 equals slope times x minus x1. You plug everything inside this formula. What I get?
Y minus 2
y1 is 2
equals negative 2/3
okay,
times x minus 5.
minus 5. Simplify it. Y minus 2. Distribute this inside. Minus
Negative
2
2
3x plus
minus
10
plus 10
over
over 3.
3. Add 2 for both sides. Now add 2 for both sides. When I add 2, I cancel this. So I get y equal minus 2/3 x plus 10/3 plus 2. So the last y equal minus 2 over 3 x plus 6 plus 10, 16 over 3. And this is my equation. This is the answer. Any question? How we find this formula? So the main idea is to find point and slope. Point and slope. Okay, let me go back again. There's any question from some student. The question is, find an equation of the line. This line passes through this point and it's parallel to the other line. If line parallel to the other line, this is mean the slope for this line is the same as the slope for the second line. Now, first things we have to find the slope of this line. To find the slope for this line, I have to solve this equation in terms of y. I mean, I have to make the equation y equals something. When I get the equation y equals something, this is the slope for the equation, is minus 2 over 3. The slope for this equation is exactly like the slope of the equation I'm looking for. So the slope for the equation I'm looking for is minus 2 over 3. And I have point from the question, 5, 2. 5 and 2. So I use this point and this slope to find the equation of the line. Here, this is exactly like the example before, the equation of line. Y minus y1 equal m times x minus x1. I have the point from the question. The slope I get it from the second line, from this line. This line, they give me slope is minus 2 over 3. And this slope again is the same as the slope of the equation I'm looking for. So I plug inside the formula, the slope and the point, and like in previous examples, I get y equal minus 2 over 3x plus 16 over 3. This is the equation that the question asked for. Make sense?
Yep.
Any question, Nawang? Chem? Is it clear now? Is not clear. Where is exactly not clear? In which part in the question not clear? So I can explain it more. Which part of the solution is not clear exactly? I mean, here, how to find the slope? No, yeah, like here you don't understand the slope. Again, the slope of the second line is the same as the slope of the equation I am looking for. So you have to find the slope from this equation. The slope of this equation is minus 2 over 3. Before you find it is minus 2 over 3, you have to solve it in terms of y. I mean, you have to make the equation y equals something. After you find the equation y equals something, this equation, the slope of this equation, is exactly like the slope of the equation I'm looking for. The equation I'm looking for, they give me a point. I get the slope from the second line. I plug inside a formula, this formula. the equation formula here. This is the equation formula. And I give example for this equation formula here. Find equation of line that passes the point and pass the point. I get the slope, I get the point. So the main things here, I have to find the slope and I have to find a point. The question, they give me point already. So it's nice. Now I am looking for slope. The slope I get it from the second line. Why? Because the second line, they give me a slope, and the slope for the second line is exactly like this line and the slope for the equation I'm looking for. So I get the slope from the second line. I use this slope, I use this point, I plug it inside the formula. This formula, the equation formula from previous. Just to plug the point, the slope inside the formula. That's it. Okay, Jessica?
Yeah,
If
thank you.
it's not clear, again, just go over the web assignment questions and apply this example to the questions. And if you still not understand the idea, you can email me, or you can like next class ask me more question for this.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. So now let's give you another example. It's the last example for today. Find an equation of a line that is perpendicular to the line four x plus 6y. No, hold on. To this line. The line is y equal minus 2 over 3 x plus 16 over 3. And pass the point 0, 0. So the question is, find an equation of a line. This line is perpendicular to this line, and this line passes this point. The previous example, equation of a line, this line passes this point and parallel to this line. Parallel to this line means the slope of this line is exactly the line I'm looking for. But here, this line is perpendicular to this line. This means the slope of this one is the reciprocal times the negative one of the first one for the original equation. So first things, I have point. Always, when you're looking for equation, you have to find a point and slope. The point is 0, 0. The slope from perpendicular line. I mean from this line. Now for perpendicular line, I said here, if I have slope, to find the slope for the original one, I just equal -1 over the slope for the perpendicular line. So my slope is equal -1 over the slope of the perpendicular. This is the formula. You use it. Go back to the example. What's the slope for this line? What is the slope for this line?
-2 over 3.
Over 3. This is the slope for the perpendicular line. Okay, so the slope here, the slope for the perpendicular line is -2 over 3. So the slope for the equation I am looking for, the slope for the equation I am looking for is -1 over this slope over 2 over 3. Negative. Okay, and this is from previous section is equal -1 times the reciprocal for this one, 3 over -2. This is from previous section. A over B, let me remind you, from previous section said, if I have something A over B, this is equal A times the reciprocal for B, 1 over B. Same things here, -1, reciprocal for the second one, 3 over -2. So now, this is giving me here, -2 times minus is positive, 3 over 2. So this is the slope for the equation I'm looking for. This is the only slope for the equation. So now I get point, I get slope. Just plug it inside the formula. Use the formula for the equation. So go back. So I get slope for the equation. I get point. Use these two things to find the equation of the formula. So now the equation of the formula, y minus, again, the point is 0, 0. The slope 3 over 2, this one. Now use the formula, y minus y1 equal m times x minus x1. Okay, so y minus, what is y1? Is 0 equal slope 3 over 2 times x minus x1 is 0. Y minus 0 is y equal 3 over 2 times x, because x minus 0 is 0. This is my equation. Makes sense? Is it clear, this one? Is it clear?
Yeah.
It's not clear? Okay, again. The question is, find an equation of a line. This line is perpendicular to this line and past this point. Always, for looking for an equation of line, I need two things. First things, I need point, and I need a slope. Because I have another equation, this equation is perpendicular to the original one, the equation I'm looking for. I have to find the slope from this equation. Then after I found the slope of this equation, I have to multiply, I have to use the formula. It said -1 over the slope of the perpendicular one. Then I get the slope for the equation I'm looking for. Until here, is it clear? Until here, is it clear how to find the slope for the second one? Okay, so I have point, I need the slope. The slope I get from the perpendicular line. The slope for this one, the line, is -2/3. The slope for the original equation, by using the formula, is -1 over the perpendicular one, -2/3. And by using this formula, a over b equal a times the reciprocal for the denominator. -1 times the reciprocal for the denominator, 3/2 minus. Then after I multiply everything, I get 3/2. This is the slope for the original equation I'm looking for. And this is the point for the equation I'm looking for. Now, I use the point, I use the slope, I plug inside the formula, I get the equation. Justin, this one, this slide, you mean? This slide or this one? Yeah. So this is the M1. Here I use this formula for looking for the slope. My slope for the equation is -1 over the perpendicular one. I get my slope for the equation. Okay, so when I use this formula, I found the original, I find the slope for the equation. Okay, so I plug this formula inside this equation here, -1 over the -2/3. I get the slope for the equation I need. I have point, I have slope, plug it inside the equation. Then I get the equation for the question. So I'm going to stop until here today. I finished this section, and next time maybe we have a quiz. I will post it in the Blackboard, and also next week we have also the first exam for the first chapter. So the first exam will be up to here.